And the season about to begin for the 2014 Chatham-Kent Cougars. Welcome to TV Coach Co's coverage. My name back again this year, Mike Renier, along with my good buddy Mike James, Matt on the camera, and we begin the Peewee division on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. At a line drive kick, the Forest City Thunderbirds will have their first possession offensively for the 2014 season. And fielding that one for Forest City, 24, Adam DeCracker. And he will bring it up to close to the 40-yard line of 40-yard line. I'm going to say maybe the 38-yard line of Forest City. So not bad field position, and the Cougars' defense begins this season off.
Fantastic day for football. I'm sure many here would agree. A good crowd also in the stands on this Retrofest weekend here in Chatham-Kent.
Was there just before coming to the athletic complex. Absolutely packed downtown. We've got a good crowd here, so I think everybody in southwestern Ontario outside today, as they should be. And a nice breeze, so a comfortable day on the field. 1st and 10 for the Forest City Thunderbirds as we are underway. Peewee division, so the clock continues to run, and will for the vast majority of this football game. A quicker pace to this one. And 1st and 10, quarterback this year for the Thunderbirds, number 4, to hand it off to the running back. It's finding some room on the outside, still on his feet, past midfield into Cougar territory, and he's putting some distance between him and the Cougars defense, and brought down just in front of the goal line. But hey, what a great run by number 22, Timo Scheel, as he got the handoff from Carl Cullinson, the quarterback for the Thunderbirds, and the Cougars defense just preventing a major score in the second play of the entire season. But what a great run, Timo Scheel, almost heading right to the big house.
Well, first play from scrimmage, and nice way to start the season for Forest City, no doubt. Again, though, this is the first game of the season, so don't be surprised you see a little bit of rust, but the offense for Forest City looking pretty polished on that first play.
So now here's a tough task for the Cougars defense, right at their own goal line, right at their back. So we'll see what they can do here. Another handoff for the Forest City Thunderbirds, and it looks like that's a good stand for the Cougar defense. Nowhere for the running back Shield to go there.
Yeah, good push from that defensive line of the Cougars up front. Not really much of a gain, a yard if they're lucky. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
So basically no gain on that one for Shield, running back for the Thunderbirds. See if the Cougars can do that at least one more time here. Thunderbirds talk it over in the huddle. Carl Cullinson once again, quarterback number 4 for Forest City. Making the short trip down the 401 to start off the season. Now on 2nd and 1. Another good job by the defense from the Cougars. I don't think they made it any further that time either. So they tried to go right up the gut once again to the Thunderbirds, and the Cougars defense doing a good job after that long run from Shield.
Looked like a nice play there from number 33 from the Cougars, Ethan Chiapka, coming off the edge and making the tackle in the backfield. Big stand here, big test for this Cougars defense after the big long gainer from Shield of Forest City. So far, the Cougars defense up to the task.
3rd and 1. Under 9 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Once again, they hand it off to the running back. This time, he goes for the major score. And once again, they hand it off to Timo Scheel, and he has the 6 points. A touchdown for the Forest City Thunderbirds.
Wow, look at that. A big turn of events. The Cougars with 2 big stands on the goal line, and then on that third down play from Forest City, Scheel puts it on the ground, and the Cougars recover. Outstanding defense from Chatham-Kent. Tough to tell up here from this vantage point, but the referees signaling Cougars football, so the offense on the field for the first time.
Your trusty play-by-play host, a little rusty on the first drive of the season as well. Thought they hit pay dirt there, but the Cougars keep it on the ground, deep in their own zone. And this will be second down and fairly long here for the Chatham-Kent Cougars as they gain not very much in that first run of their offensive season, first play of their offensive season.
Looked like there might have been a bit of a hole there on that right side of the line, but it closed up quickly by those Forest City defenders. They're going to say it's a 2-yard gain, so 2nd and 8 here for Chatham-Kent.
So after that major run there from Timo Scheel, bringing it to the Cougars' 1-yard line. Cougars defense comes up big, and now their offense trying to get as many yards as they possibly can. They keep it on the ground once again. And that's Scott Nakoma on the ground. I think that's his 2nd consecutive carry for the Cougars. He gains about 3 yards on that run, so 5 yards left to go on third down here for the Cougars after they keep it on the ground for a couple consecutive plays. Scott Nakoma, 5 yards on 2 carries. Third down and 5. Pivotal play here as the Cougars want to get the first down of this football game for either side. Another little shovel pass off to the right, trying to find a little bit of room, and now heading towards the sideline, a little bit of daylight to work with, and this is going to be a first down for the Cougars as they make it up to the 20-yard line. And once again, Scott Nakoma getting the call on the ground, so he's got 3 consecutive runs. About 19 yards on the ground and 3 carries for Nakoma. And a little breathing room now up to the 20-yard line for the Cougars.
Nice job there by Nakoma, bouncing that outside after he took the pitch from the quarterback and showing enough speed to get around the edge. Nice job, too, getting his hand out there, a bit of a stiff arm, able to gain an extra yard or 2 at the end. And the Cougars get a key first down to get out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Once again, they keep it on the ground this time. Number 33 with the call, trying to find some room along that far side. And he's got that big frame. He shakes off one defender. Now he gets into triple coverage and bowls them all over past the 30-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down right there. And 33, Ethan Chupka, who's actually been busy on both sides of the football, as he made a good defensive stop earlier, too. So Chupka with the big, they're calling it about 9.5 yards, just shy of the 30-yard line. So 2nd and a yard, maybe less than a yard here, but a nice run for Chupka. And a good running so far, good rushing game for the Cougars early on.
Yeah, it certainly has been. And Chupka showing great determination there, was wrapped up in the backfield, actually, behind the line of scrimmage, but kept those legs pumping and managed to turn it into a pretty good gain.
And Chupa again getting the call. That looks like that's going to be enough for the first down as he crosses the 30-yard line. His forward momentum will give the Cougars 1st and 10 just past the 30-yard line. So nice movement of the football from their own 1-yard line. They've made it up past the 30, and it's working pretty well offensively on the ground for the Cougars as we are getting close to the 5-minute mark left in the first quarter.
Credit to both the running backs and the offensive line getting some good push here on this first drive of the season. As I mentioned earlier, typically you might see a little bit of rust on that first game of the season, especially the first drive or two. But so far, Cougars looking pretty sharp.
First pass attempt for the Cougars, and Ethan Jordan tried to find a receiver down to his left, and it falls at his toes just in front of him. So that's an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10, I should say, after Ethan Jordan, quarterback for the Peewee Cougars, tries his first attempt at throwing the football. 2nd down and 10 here. 4:50 to go in this opening quarter. Scoreless game. And the Forest City Thunderbirds came mighty close to hitting pay dirt in their first possession and the game's first possession of the season. But a turnover right at the goal line gives the Cougars the ball that they enjoy right now. And there's a completed pass along that far side, a completion for Ethan Jordan along that far sideline. And it looks like it was Bennett Schaefer who brought that one in. And that will be a gain of, looks to be around 6 or so, maybe 7-yard lengths. Third. 6-yard gain, so 3rd and 4 to go from the 36-yard line.
The Cougars showing some confidence there in their passing game. 2 consecutive passing plays there back-to-back. The first one falls incomplete, but they come right back to it and get a good gain, set up a somewhat manageable 3rd down here.
Cougars have to get to the 40-yard line. They keep it on the ground and trying to churn his legs to get that first down yardage to see if they had enough. It's going to be mighty close. On the ground, that's 44, so they go back to Scott Nakoma on the 3rd and 4. And it looks like he does not get enough. He's still a couple of yards short of that first down, so Nakoma not unable to get the first down they need.
Doesn't look like the Cougars are sending a kicker on, so looks like the Cougars going to go for it here on a key 4th down early in this game.
If they don't make it, relying on their defense to do as good a job as they did last time around. Little end-around action here for the Cougars, trying to pass that 40-yard line with the football. Ethan Jordan. And it looks like they are turning the football over. Not enough yardage to get that first down. And it's a turnover on downs of Forest City Thunderbirds switching up their units. About 1.5 yards from that first down marker, so about the 38-yard line of the Chatham-Kent Cougars. They took a gamble, didn't quite work out.
Well, the Cougars, they fake the handoff up the middle and then fake it once again on the end around, and then Ethan Jordan takes it out the backside, but good patience there from the Forest City defense to come up with the stop. They weren't fooled at all. And as you mentioned, Mike, they turned the ball over on downs, but clearly a vote of confidence in this Cougars defense for Chatham-Kent to go for it on that 4th down in their own end inside the 40-yard line.
So the Thunderbirds get their second shot of the football offensively. We're still scoreless with under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter, and they keep it on the ground up the middle, and a bunch of Cougars preventing a big gain on the rush there. Number 24 for the Forest City Thunderbirds with the carry that time. That was Adam DeCracker, his second rush of the game.
Good job by the defense there. A whole host of them in there, including number 55, Darian Batchik. Or Bassick. We could go with either.
Flip it going. Let's go with Bassick.
Bassick it is. Good play by number 55, though, in the middle, coming up to make the tackle in the pile.
Second down, about 7 to go here for the Thunderbirds. Again, they elect to keep it on the ground. Nice job, the Cougars defense, able to snuff that one out before it even began, as that was handed off to number 22, Timo Scheel, who has the longest rush of this football game so far. That last drive for Forest City, but since then, the running attack for the Thunderbirds has been fairly non-existent, but give the Cougars defense a lot of credit. Their defensive line has been up to the task ever since that long run.
Nice job there. Maybe that long run on the very first play of the game from Forest City really shook this defense up and woke them up, because they've been extremely stout since then. Nice tackle there from number 14, Aiden LeGroux, to make the tackle.
And now the quarterback scrambling along that far side. Pardon me, the running back as they turn the corner along the far side. Some room along this near sideline, and first down yardage. Number 22 once again, Timo Scheel, his second long run of the day of the football game here. But it looks like there's a penalty marker. We'll see how this is going to affect anything.
Yeah, it looked like a couple of the defenders for the Cougars fooled a little bit by the speed of the ball carrier, not taking the best angles. And again, that's what you'll see maybe in the first quarter or so, is some of the players getting used to the angles that you need to take to bring a player down. You can only practice so much, and it's never at game speed.
But a big break there for the Cougars. That penalty going against Forest City. It's a procedure call, so third down is coming back the other way a fair bit. So the football now rests at around the 43-yard line, 42-yard line. of the Chatham-Kent Cougars. So that negates that big long run there from Shield. As the Cougars dodging a couple of bullets from Forest City's offense here in this first quarter. We only have a handful of seconds left to go until we hit quarter number 2. The ball goes in the air, and it's almost intercepted. Oh, so close before Tyler Shumansky could have maybe even run that into a pick 6 situation. He was pretty close. He didn't look like anybody in front of him if he caught that football cleanly, but it's still an incomplete pass.
Shumansky's going to be thinking about that one tonight, no doubt. I mean, he looked like the intended receiver, the ball right in his hands, and you can almost imagine he was already thinking daylight when that ball headed right to him and puts it on the ground. And that's easy to do when you're thinking to yourself, boy, this ball's coming right to me. I'm likely going to score if I catch this.
And it might seem that it's so slow motion, right? So you have so much time to think about it. And Shumansky, he was able to knock it down. 4th down and 14. A long, long way to go here for the Forest City Thunderbirds.
And they're not going to punt.
Into Cougar territory, so they're going for broke right here. And they keep it on the ground along that far side, and only a very small pickup for the Thunderbirds. So predictably, the turnover on downs happens, and the Cougars will get the football back for their second go-around. And only under 20 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Quick-moving opening quarter, still a scoreless football game. And Chatham-Kent will be 1st and 10 from about their own 41-yard line. Scoreless football game, but really entertaining. Got some nice flow for both teams offensively.
Yeah, certainly have a big play or two mixed in there. Some good defense, no doubt, especially from the Cougars side. That big goal line stand on 1st and 2nd down, and then 3rd down, creating the fumble and recovering. So a nice football game so far, as you mentioned. Certainly is a nice flow to this one.
And final play of the first quarter. Big gain here for the Cougars. And number 44 brought down to the 40-yard line. And a nice job from Scott Nakoma, as he is one of the offensive kings of the Cougars here. 30-yard pickup for Nakoma, as he's been the number 1 running back in the first quarter, at least for the Cougars. Him and Ethan Chupka doing some good damage on the ground for Chatham-Kent, and that's going to set up a nice field position to begin the second quarter, which is going to be happening right now.
Looked like it was, sorry there, Mike.
Just as they switch sides of the field here, and we'll begin quarter 2.
Yeah, nice seal off the edge there from Chupka to create that space for Ethan Nakoma to get the corner and then break that. And I think he's showing a little bit of deceptive speed there. I think some of the Forest City Thunderbirds think they have the angle on him, and he just gets past them. So some nice speed from the Cougars. Nice job by the running back so far to this point for the Cougars, and showing some real promise here on the ground, and have completed a pass through the air as well. So a nice offensive possession there in the first quarter for the Cougars.
See if they can continue their success on the ground here, as we're now underway for quarter number 2. Quarterback once again hands it off on the ground, and a first carry here for number 1 for the Cougars, turning the corner and getting at least a little bit of a pickup here. And Nolan LaRouche getting the honors this time around. A minimal pickup, but he was well behind the line of scrimmage here, so that could have turned out to be much more of a nightmare than it was.
Yeah, it certainly could have. He probably ran about 10 yards from the point where he got the ball to the line of scrimmage, pretty much where he ended up. But as you mentioned, little to no gain. But that was a positive there, because the Forest City Thunderbirds had a defender in the backfield, but he was able to outrun him and at least make it a positive gain.
So 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Cougars. Drop back to the quarterback, a little shovel pass along that far side. Now they go off to the right-hand side, and again evading 1 tackle and 2 tackles, and now still on his feet. First down yardage and a whole lot more for number 44, Scott Nakoma, as he's so far providing great offense on the ground for the Cougars, proving to be a beast on the rushing plays for Chatham-Kent. Another first down. Scott Nakoma, so far the offensive player in this first quarter plus.
Looked like about an 18-yard gain there from Nakoma, and showing some nice shiftiness there on the far side of the field, avoiding a couple of would-be tacklers, cutting that one back up closer into the middle, and good job there from the Cougars.
And this time the Forest City Thunderbirds come up big on defense there. The quarterback, Ethan Jordan, dropping a little back a little bit. That's a quarterback sack. As we're under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Cougars dropping about 3 yards on that play there on the quarterback sack.
We were just informed that the printing on the roster sheet was a little bit off. It's actually Nakoma Scott, so we apologize for the mispronunciation, if you will, of the name. It's Nakoma Scott. So thank you for the correction to
your broadcast team, Renier Mike and James Mike up here. The TV Coach Go broadcast booth, and just over top of the outstretched arms of the intended receiver, Bennett Schaefer, as Ethan Jordan had a pretty nice pass, just a little bit too high for Schaefer to bring that one down. If he did, that was 6 points for the Cougars right there. Nice throw.
Yeah, it was a good throw, and Schaefer has got to learn to just keep running as opposed to stopping and waiting for the ball to get there. It looked like it would have been a perfect pass had Schaefer kept his feet moving, but as soon as that ball got in the air, it looked like he misjudged it a little bit, and then it just sailed over his head. But we'll see if they come back to that one again, because it certainly was open there for the pass, and as you mentioned, perhaps an easy 6 points.
Once again, the Cougars keep it on the ground. Number 55 eluding another couple of tackles, and finally brought out of bounds, Darian Bassick. Another good run for Chatham-Kent there, and up for the first down. That was a 2nd and 13 situation for Chatham-Kent, and they move the chains. Under 9 to play in the first half. Still a scoreless football game, but the Cougars offense knocking on the door once again, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Chatham-Kent.
That snap going to Bassick, and then he fakes the handoff and then keeps it himself, takes it around the far side, and he certainly got some size to his frame, and one of the defenders just bouncing right off of Bassick. He keeps trucking and picks up a big first down. 1st and goal now here for the Cougars. Nice job here from Chatham-Kent, grinding this ball out along the ground and gaining some good yardage.
1st and goal from the 6-yard line. And direct snap, it appears, right to number 55, trying to go up the middle using his big frame, number 55. Once again, Darian Bassick, the 2nd consecutive run. We'll see how much yardage he picks up on that first down play. Looks like maybe he got a yard, so minimal pickup with that one. So 2nd down and goal, 5-yard line for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Scoreless football game, but both teams coming mighty close to at least getting some points on the board.
Yeah, and the Cougars keeping things interesting here, changing up the formation and having Bassick take the snaps.
And now a nice handoff. Trying to find that corner along the far side there. And Ethan Jordan getting the handoff, trying to run it into the end zone. Stopped a little bit short. But he finds about 4 yards along that far side, maybe 4.5, just shy of the goal line. So that is certainly less than a yard to go. 3rd and quite literally inches.
I like that play call there from the Cougars. They line up Jordan in the slot and Bassick at quarterback. Obviously the defense thinking Bassick's going to keep it as he has, and then Jordan comes around for the end around, and then a nice spin move right at the goal line, just comes up inches short.
3rd and inches. Once again, they try to go up the middle, hand it off to number 44, and they punch it in for the touchdown as Nakoma Scott gets the 6 points for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. And who better to break the shutout than Nakoma Scott, number 44. He's had a lot of touches so far and a great job on the ground in the first quarter and a half, and he finally gets his team off the schneid here at 6-0 Cougars. Nakoma Scott with a touchdown, 6:50 to go in quarter number 2, and a beautiful day here in Chatham-Kent.
So the Cougars going to look to add the extra point here.
Hunter Shepley with the honors. Kick, or the snap is very high. The kick is up.
Looked like it was no good there. The signal from the official.
So it remains a 6-0 lead for the Cougars. And a lot of hard work with the running game, led by Nakoma Scott, number 44. He got the lion's share of the work. But got to give a lot of credit to Ethan Chupka as well. Darian Bassick doing a few nice plays along the way, too, in that drive for the Cougars. 6-0 as they will kick it off back to the Forest City Thunderbirds, as they will try to return the favor here before halftime.
You got to like the response here from the Chatham-Kent Cougars after that opening play of the game where Forest City had a running play that went nearly to the house, about a 70-yard run, and they stopped him just short of the goal line. And then the defense comes up big, creates the turnover. They go back and forth, and then the Cougars, the running game just leads them to the score, and they jump out to the 6-0 lead.
The tables can turn in sport very quickly, and it certainly has in this football game. Now it's off the fingertips of the intended returner. The Forest City Thunderbirds will keep possession here, just on the Cougars side of midfield.
Oh, the Cougars there coming close to recovering that kickoff after it was bobbled by one of the up men. Forest City lucky to jump on top of that one. The Cougars were swarming there. It was close. But Forest City will retain possession and pretty good field position to start here on their own 49-yard line. So the Cougars defense got a good blow there while the offense put one into the end zone.
Carl Collinson, number 4 for the Forest City Thunderbirds, starting quarterback, and the rest of the offense. Timo Scheel, the running back, who has had the most carries and yardage on the ground. That offense getting back to work here. 6:20 and counting to go in quarter number 2. 6-0 lead for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Mike Renier along with Mike James with TV Coach Go and Chatham-Kent Cougar football back for the 2014 season. Peewee division, and nice job again by the Cougar defense as they stop the running game for the Thunderbirds right in their tracks. Really a no-gainer right there at the 49-yard line of the Thunderbirds. Close to a 1-yard pickup on the ground there.
Looked like a pretty good tackle there from Haley Penny, number 25.
Second down and 9. Good crowd, beautiful weather here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Once again, the Thunderbirds elect to go to the ground. The ball, I believe, comes loose. Let's see who recovers it.
I think it's the Cougars, and it was Haley Penny coming up with that football.
That's right, it was bouncing around on the ground, and the Cougars taking advantage of a couple of turnovers now by the Thunderbirds. And they have a chance to widen their lead before halftime here. Some very good field position. Now the running play didn't work quite as well as the Forest City Thunderbirds wanted there. And a good job by Penny to pick up that football with 5:21 to go in quarter 2.
So it's the second fumble of the game here for Forest City. They've turned it over both times, and you could say on the first one it cost them points because they were within inches of the goal line when they put it on the ground. Now it looks like, almost looked like the officials were measuring off a penalty, but that's not the case. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the Forest City side of the field.
Ethan Jordan back under center for the Cougars. Another handoff. They go up the middle, and nothing there for Nakoma Scott. As Scott has the touchdown score in this football game. That time, however, the football doesn't go anywhere. Right back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars with under 5 to play. 4:45 in the second quarter remaining. 6-0 Cougars.
Yeah, good play there from Forest City. That defensive line stuffing the run. Nowhere to go for Scott. Just hits that wall and then is dragged down right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Back for the quarterback once again. He elects to keep it, trying to find a receiver anywhere in the distance. Now trying to scramble back to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be brought back behind the line just a little bit. Just scrambling to find anything there was Ethan Jordan, looking to pass it, and didn't like what he saw. Had to eat it up. So another loss there, a couple of yards on the quarterback sack. So 3rd and 12 as the task gets even that much tougher offensively for the Cougars now.
Well, we'll see if the Cougars decide to go to the air here on 3rd and long. They do have a sizable height differential here on this near side with the receiver over the defensive back.
Dropping back again, trying to find the intended receiver up the middle, Nolan LaRouche. That was intended for him, and Jordan's pass falls incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down and a long 12 to go as he looked to find that receiver, LaRouche, up the middle. Almost connected, but just kind of dropped at his toes.
Yeah, that's a shame because LaRouche had some space there, a little bit of daylight in front of him. That ball just a little bit off target and hits the carpet. Now looked like it was the quarterback Ethan Jordan coming off the field.
And now a direct snap, and they go for it, and almost a reception. That one intended for Darwin Mitchell. That one, Darian Bassick was under center that time around, tried to find Mitchell. It just falls out of his fingertips, and that was going to be mighty close to a first down if that one connected. But instead, it is a turnover on downs, and the Forest City Thunderbirds get that football right back, so no harm done after that fumble lost midfield by the Thunderbirds. Still 2:57 to play in quarter number 2. So the offense for Forest City gets another shot at it here, still down by 6 points.
Yeah, that's a shame. That ball well placed by Bassick. I mentioned there Ethan Jordan trotted off the field on that 4th down play. Bassick just a little bit taller and maybe has a little bit stronger an arm, and put that ball right on target. Just the receiver just couldn't hold on to it. But they certainly had something going there had they completed that pass.
Lend around here for the Thunderbirds, and number 22, Timo Shield with the carry once again. Nothing doing on 1st and 10. And if he got back to the line of scrimmage, he did a good job there. No gain. And 2nd and 10 coming up here with 2.5 to play in quarter number 2. And now they place the football right at the 50-yard line, so he might got a half a yard pick up on the ground there for Shield.
Looked like it was Ethan LeGroux with the tackle, number 14, and now we're being told there was a too many men on the field penalty against the Cougars.
So now they move the football up 10 yards and into Cougar territory. So a personnel issue there. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 to the Chatham-Kent 50-yard line. See if this mistake comes back to haunt the Cougars here before halftime. Clock at 2:29 to go. And once again, the handoff and nowhere to go. Nice job by the Cougars defense bringing down Timo Shield. Right as soon as he received the football from the quarterback Collinson, the Cougars defense right there to bring him down. So that is going to be a 5-yard drop. And 2nd down and 14-15 to go here. So again, a great job by the Cougar defense, really seeming to carry the team here in this first half. The defense, the shining star here so far.
Yeah, it looked like 85 Tanner Horlbeck just shooting the gap and getting into the backfield for that loss of about 4 yards. D really showing they've got some muscle here for Chatham-Kent so far this season.
2nd and 14, they go to the air, and again almost intercepted by number 23. Good job on the defense again. Griffin Simpson almost picking that one off. And Collinson going to the air off to his left. So good coverage by the Cougars D. And now a third down and long coming up here.
Simpson, yeah, as you mentioned, good coverage, and that's the second ball that we've seen the defenders for Chatham-Kent drop so far, and that's a good sign, not that they dropped the ball, but that they're getting the hands on the ball. Good coverage from the Cougars, and as the season goes along, you'll typically see them hold on to that ball a little more often. Again, first game of the season, you expect a little bit of rust, a little bit of jitter, a little bit of nerves, and lots of adrenaline.
3rd and 14, they keep it on the ground. Looks like the quarterback keeps it himself, trying to turn the corner along that far sideline, and wrapped out of bounds around the 50-yard line. So a pickup of about 3, maybe 4, but still well shy, about 11 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, it looks like they're back to just about just past the original line of scrimmage here. We haven't seen anybody punt so far, but Forest City is running a player onto the field, so this may be our first punt of the game. We'll see if that substitution is for the punter.
See if they pin the Cougars deeper into their own zone with just over a minute and a half to go.
Well, it doesn't look to be a punting formation here, so I'm going to say no punting on this one.
4th down and long as they keep it on the ground. And wrapped up was number 24. As Adam DeCracker can't get anywhere on the ground on 4th down, so another turnover on downs. The Cougars get the football back at their own 52-yard line. Looks like that's where they're going to start off with a minute 33 to go until halftime.
Good play there from number 81, Tyler Szymanski, coming up from his defensive back position to make that tackle. The defenders in front of him able to string that one out, allowing him to come up and make the play. And well, the Cougars going to get the ball here with, about a minute 33 it looks to be on the clock?
Yeah, 1:33 to go. Still some time for something to happen here offensively for the Cougars. They will have to hustle to get down to the other half of the field and trying to get some more points on the board before the little break. And a nice breeze here at the athletic complex. A beautiful day for a doubleheader. We'll talk more about that at the end of the second quarter. They keep it on the ground. Nice run here for the Cougars. They're going to get first down and some more. He's still on his feet along that far side. And finally brought down past the 35-yard line of Forest City. Great job by Darian Bassick, as he has well over a 20-yard pickup.
Looked like maybe about 27, 28 yards on that run there. And again, we're seeing Darian Bassick play quarterback here, and he just keeps that football, takes the snap, and just keeps the football, goes out to his right side. And I got to say, he's deceptively fast for a pretty big-bodied player. There's a reason he wears number 55. It's not because he's slight, but he's certainly shown some quickness and some toughness. One of the defenders bouncing off of him, and a pretty good gain.
We are a minute away from halftime as they keep it on the ground once again for the Cougars, pushing past the 35-yard line. And a little positive yardage for the Cougars, as slow to get up. And it looks like an upper body, I don't want to say an injury, but certainly discomfort as he gets up from under the pile. And 33 there, Ethan Chupka getting the carry, and a little bit of discomfort after that play.
Yeah, might have just gotten a bit of a stinger there. Looked like he was reaching for his shoulder, so. But staying in the game, so you have to imagine not too serious.
A good 6-yard pickup for him there.
Yeah, it certainly was. And I like what the Cougars are doing here so far in this first half, mixing things up at the quarterback position.
And they keep it on the ground once again. Nothing a whole lot there for Tacoma Scott. As we get closer and closer to halftime, 17 seconds left to go. And third down. And a long yard to go for a first down here. So 3rd and a long one. But, of course, the Cougars are eyeing the end zone before we get to halftime.
Yeah, I'll just finish that thought. The reason I like the way they're mixing up the quarterback position between Ethan Jordan and Darian Bassick is keeps the defense on its toes. They don't know what to expect. Ethan Jordan for the most part, has handed the ball off, whereas Darian Bassick at quarterback will take that snap and run it himself. Will hand it off, not quite often, but has also shown that he has a pretty good arm. So the defense having to think a little bit, whoever's at quarterback, trying to read what kind of an offensive play is going to be coming their way.
Yeah, the Cougars are giving the Thunderbirds a couple of different looks, too, as you mentioned, with the quarterback and the running back, too. They got three very solid running backs in this first half with Chubka and Scott and Bassick, too, so you never really know who's going to grab the football and run with it.
Yeah, and they've got different styles. Certainly Bassick, a bigger bodied running back, whereas number 44, Scott, is a little slighter, but certainly has the speed to get around the corner. So a nice mix, as you mentioned, Mike, in the backfield for the Cougars, and we've seen them put the ball in the air a couple times too. A couple passes have hit the ground and could have been completed. So far this offense looks pretty potent for the Cougars.
Kind of keeping the Thunderbirds guessing along the line there too, so hopefully we can keep this momentum up in the second half. Still a bit of business to go in the second quarter, however. Third down and a yard to go. Timeout taken by the Thunderbirds. And on 3rd and 1, quarterback drops to pass, and that is an interception. The Thunderbirds snuff out this offensive drive by the Cougars with 7 seconds to go in the second quarter. And a pass by Jordan falls into the green and gold of Forest City. So that will end the dreams of the Cougars trying to expand their lead heading into the dressing room.
Yeah, big play there from the Forest City defense. That ball looked to be just a little bit underthrown from Jordan. And Forest City capitalizes with the pick. The Cougars were driving there, looked to have something going here right at the end of the first half. Possible chance to put some points on the board, but Forest City's defense makes the play, and that could be a spark for them heading into the half.
So we'll see what the Thunderbirds do with what could be the final play of the first half. At least the second final play. But a very sound job by the Cougars on both sides of the football in the first 2 quarters here at the Athletic Complex in the season opener for the Peewee division. The 28-yard line. First game of a doubleheader here at the Athletic Complex.
That play results in a 5-yard loss and bring up 1st and 15.
And again, a great job by the Cougar defense wrapping up the quarterback, and another loss for the Forest City Thunderbirds as that defense not slowing down whatsoever heading towards halftime. Another yard loss there for the Thunderbirds. Multiple yard loss all the way back to the 20-yard line now.
Good job there by the defense. Looks like Forest City obviously just keeping the ball on the ground here, looking to run out the clock in this first half. Head to the break, trailing just 6-0 as the clock runs down here, and likely going to be the last play of the first half.
A lot of positives here for the Cougars in this first half of football. They're going to have to be wary of the Thunderbirds. They're going to have to kind of mix things up, change their strategy in the second half, and the Cougars will have to be ready for that, as this looks to be the final play of the first half here at the Athletic Complex. And the running back still on his feet. Finally, a couple of Cougars bringing down number 22, Timo Scheel, as he ends the first half offensively for the Thunderbirds, just like he started the football game with a long, long run on the ground and almost scoring a touchdown for the Thunderbirds, but the Cougars defense, as we mentioned a few times, stopping that run just short the 1 yard line, and they didn't allow Forest City to get into the end zone. They haven't allowed them on the scoreboard at all in this first half, so it was kind of a tale of two different feelings. You thought, oh, this is going to be maybe a long day for the Cougars after that first long run by Shield, and then they just kind of took over, and the defense has been the story for the Cougars in the first half.
Yeah, it certainly has been, and then, of course, the offense did a good job. Certainly some success running the football today, and that was capped by the touchdown by Nakoma Scott. They were just inches from the goal line, and he was able to punch it in and give the Cougars that 6-0 lead. Didn't convert on the extra point, but nonetheless, they do have the lead at the half here, and some positives to build on that first half of football in the opening game of the season.
Halftime here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. It's a 6-0 lead for the Cougars in the Peewee division over the Forest City Thunderbirds. Back with second half action very soon on TD Cogeco. Second half action underway here with the Chatham-Kent Cougars leading after the first half, and they will have the football, and I believe a new yards call will start off the third quarter here.
Yeah, the ball didn't go the required 10 yards on the kickoff.
Kickoff ball just short of going 10 yards.
The referee there just pointing the wrong way accidentally. It is Cougars football.
And they start
And we'll take over at Forest City 53-yard line, first down.
just past midfield, so good starting field position in the third quarter here for the Cougars. 6-0 is the score as Nakoma Scott a rushing touchdown, the only offense, the only scoring, I should say, in the first half for either team. Lots of offense, a lot of near misses for both teams. Cougars will certainly be happy with how they played in the first half. They keep it on the ground once again, and a big offensive gain to start the third quarter for the Cougars. Still on his feet past the 30-yard line. Another great run from Nakoma Scott as he picks up where he left off at halftime. He had a great first half, and he does a number on the Thunderbirds defense there.
But a 25-yard gain on that run from Nakoma Scott, and it's almost like we've flipped halves. To start the first half, it was Forest City going long on the first play of the game. To start the second half, Nakoma Scott with the big gainer for the Cougars offense, and a big first down inside the 30 now of Forest City.
We talked about the trio of running backs the Cougars used along with Nakoma Scott. It was Darian Bassick and Ethan Chupka as they ran roughshod all over the place in that first half, and now Chupka has another carry.
Looks like the Cougars attacking the left side of the defense of Forest City. That's two consecutive plays there where the Cougars running backs seeing some success. So obviously credit to the left side of that offensive line of the Cougars, getting a good push and opening up some big holes there for the running backs. A gain of 8 yards there on that first down play.
Yeah, another great job by Chupka there as they continue to mix and match the running backs that get the carries on the ground for the Cougars. And once again, they'll go on the other side now, off to the right-hand side. And first down a lot more, maybe heading towards Pater, still on his feet, heading towards the end zone. He's about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy. But they continue to bounce around with the running backs. Nakoma Scott once again with a giant gain on the ground, almost heading to the big house. About a yard or two shy, and Cougars again just impressing on the ground.
20-yard gain there from Scott. Just as I mentioned, they're attacking the left side of that defensive line of Forest City. They go to the right side, maybe catch that defense leaning a little bit. And big gainer again for number 44, and now sets up a 1st and goal for Chatham-Kent here. A nice opening drive to start the second half.
2 yards to a major score, and predictably they keep it on the ground once again. Big hole, and a touchdown is official for the Cougars. Nakoma Scott with his 2nd major of the afternoon. And Scott opens up the lead to 12-0 for the Cougars, as it only takes them about 3 plays offensively from the start of the 3rd quarter. Very efficient offensive drive for the Cougars in less than 3 minutes.
4 plays, 53 yards for the Cougars offense.
And that kick goes straight up, and it will remain a 12-0 game for Chatham-Kent. And that's got to do a whole bundle for the confidence of the Chatham-Kent Cougars to have a drive like that. As you mentioned, 4 plays in under 3 minutes, or just over 3 minutes. Pretty darn good to expand their lead.
Boy, that's how you come out of a half on your first possession. The coaching staff of the Cougars got to be loving how the players responded to whatever it was that the coaches had said to them at the halftime. Up 6-0, and don't forget, Forest City came up with a big interception to end that first half and maybe get a little bit of momentum on their side, but the Cougars are racing that on their very first possession of the second half and putting a score on the board, their 2nd major, and jumping out to a 12-0 lead. Now the pressure shifts to Forest City's offense to respond.
And they've had their issues in the first half, so we'll see if they have changed any kind of game plan offensively here. Forest City down by 12, 9:09 remaining in quarter number 3.
The breeze picking up here a little bit. You can feel it in the booth. It's blowing across the field right into our faces here.
And it's a line drive. It goes right through the legs of number 8 for Forest City, Hunter Byers. And Byers brings it past the 40-yard line. Still in the Thunderbirds territory, but the 43-yard line. So that's where they will begin this drive. Now down by 12 points. The Cougars having their first defensive go at it here in the second half.
Good coverage there from the Cougars kick team. Minimal gain on that return after it was bobbled. See if the defense here for Chatham-Kent can continue their stout play that they displayed in the first half.
Carl Collinson again under center for the Thunderbirds. He takes the snap, hands it off to the running back, who is very quickly wrapped up in Timo Scheel. Doesn't get anywhere. So 2nd down, as the Cougars defensive line doing a great job again, picking up where they left off in the first half.
Aiden LeGroux, again, we've mentioned his name a number of times. Number 14, getting into the backfield along with a couple of other Chatham-Kent Cougars. They actually had 3 defenders in the backfield there. Forest City having a tough time getting things going here in the run game after some early success. And boy, that Cougars defense really starting to flex its muscle.
Actually losing a yard to the Thunderbirds there on the ground, so 2nd and 11. And
we've got a stoppage in play here. The referee going to speak with the head coach of the Thunderbirds, maybe looking for some kind of clarification. I think this is just a coaching moment here.
Again, the Peewee division here for the Cougars, starting off the season for the 2014 campaign. So these kids are generally grade 6, grade 7, that kind of thing, grade 5 to 7. So we're dealing with 10 to 12-year-olds by and large.
And that was the center the coach was speaking with. Good play there by the Cougars defense again, clogging up the middle of that line. And the Cougars really loading up the box. Really the only deep man is the safety playing center field for the Cougars.
Tyler Austin, the carry for the Forest City Thunderbirds, trying to go right up the middle.
Now going to be 3rd and 11.
Going to the air this time around, and in the vicinity were 2 Chatham-Kent Cougars. Darian Bassick was probably the closest to that football, as throwing it up in the air was Carl Collinson. Kind of seemed to just throw it up on a whim to see what was going to happen there, and he threw it into a whole lot of danger.
Yeah, Griffin Simpson there on the coverage, number 23 for the Cougars, was the closest man. And a couple of Forest City Thunderbird receivers in the same vicinity, but the ball overthrown and wasn't really a threat to be caught.
So that brings up 4th down and very long here, 11 yards to go. Forest City has to get to around the 53-yard line to move the chains, and they go to the air, and this time it is picked off by the Cougars. And let's see if they can make this into a pick 6. It's a foot race, and finally brought down is number 33, Ethan Chupka, was doing a great job on both sides of the football. We've seen him do a good job on the ground and rushing, and that time he gets the INT. So Chupka, great two-way player for the Chatham-Kent Peewee Cougars, and fantastic field position here. 6:25 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's already a 12-0 Cougars lead.
But a 40-yard return on that interception for Chupka. As you mentioned, Mike, a nice return there. Nearly took it to the house for the pick 6. And again, that Cougars defense continues to impress us here in the booth. And putting the offense in great scoring position inside the 20-yard line. Looks to be about the 15-yard line. They're going to start with the football. And the way that this Cougars offense has been running the football so far, this is certainly dangerous territory for this Forest City Thunderbirds defense.
Yeah, the offense sputtering for Forest City, and with all these turnovers that they're giving the Cougars as well in their first 2.5 quarters, they're still just asking for trouble giving over the football this many times. And just very good field position here for the Cougars as they hand it off once again to Nakoma Scott. And no daylight for him to work with there. It looks like he's going to be dropped back for a bit of a loss. A couple, 3, maybe even 4-yard loss there for Scott.
And that's what Forest City needs. They need somebody to step up here and turn the tide, because the Cougars really have all the momentum on their side. This would be huge for Forest City if they could hold Chatham-Kent to 3 points, or even a defensive stand where the Cougars come out empty-handed. So this could be key here for Forest City and that defense to make something happen. They need a big play, and that was a good start for them anyway. But you mentioned the turnovers. That's 3 turnovers so far in this game for the Thunderbirds.
This time the Cougars going to the air, and a nice pass. It looks like he hauled it in that time, throwing the football. That was Bassick. And Jordan, so that's kind of a switcheroo once again. We talked about that Mike James in the first half. They kind of switched things up from quarterback to receiver to quarterback that time. At least the second time they've done that.
Yeah, that's right. Bassick playing the quarterback that time, and Ethan Jordan switching to the slot, and makes a nice catch as he falls to the ground and makes it a manageable 3rd down, about 3rd and 5 here. So that's big for the Cougars.
See what they can do on 3rd down. Again, they go to the air, and a nice leap by the receiver. He brings it down, and a touchdown for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Great job by Bennett Schaefer. He's got a lengthy frame on him, and He leaps in the air a few inches and brings it down. So that's a great job. Quarterback and receiver on the same page. And another major score for the Cougars. They're up to an 18-0 lead.
Bennett Schaefer making a nice catch there, getting his hands stretched out. It wasn't an easy grab, but Schaefer does a nice job squeezing that football and then just a little jaunt into the end zone.
And that snap took a long time to formulate there for the Cougars, and that's an easy block for the Forest City Thunderbirds. So again, an unconverted touchdown, 3 of them now for the Cougars, but they have an 18-0 lead, 4:26 to go in the third quarter here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. And this is turning out to be a fantastic third quarter for the Cougars. Everything going right for them.
Oh, no doubt. And Darian Bassick with the nice touchdown pass there. 2 consecutive completions for Bassick. The first to Ethan Jordan that set up the manageable third down, and then on the 4th down play, he completes it to Schaefer for the 15-yard down, about a 10-yard touchdown pass. And the Cougars widen that margin now to, as you mentioned, 18-0, and a great way to start this third quarter, second half of football. That defense and now the offense rolling, they seem to be working hand in hand here, setting each other up for success.
Still is a lot of football to play, so 4:26 to go in the third quarter, but everything so far going right for the Cougars to try and get another big defensive stop here as the football runs past the Forest City Thunderbird back to around the 30-yard line. And Hunter Byers again on the return duties. The ball will rest at the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a good job there by the kicking team, and everybody swarming to the ball carrier. You can see the Cougars just fired up. Everybody trying to get a hat on the ball. And can't blame them for being fired up. Played extremely well so far, and a well-played football game on both sides of it. Very few flags for the first game of the season. You expect maybe a little bit of rust in the early going, but we haven't seen that, in my opinion. I think both teams very well coached and look very sharp for the opener.
It's been an entertaining football game. 4:07 and counting to go. Quarter number 3. Thunderbirds trying to get back into this football game, down by 18. And they keep it on the ground once again. Cougars up to the task as they bring it up the middle. And at least 2 Cougars right on the running back there. And it looks like it's the Damian Barrow, who's the wide receiver generally, got the carry. 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 now for Forest City.
Boy, this Cougars defense looks real tough against the run, don't they? I mean, after that opening run, Forest City, little to no big gainers since then. I mean, very stout defense here from the Cougars. Very good tackling team to this point from what we've seen.
And again, Forest City keeping it on the ground, and once again, the Cougars just swarming in to take down the running back after not much gain at all. And getting up from the pile. Running back that time around for the Thunderbirds, Tyler Austin, number 33. So he doesn't get very far either on that very good Cougar defense.
Looked like there might have even been a loss of almost a yard on that run.
That play brings up 3rd down.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. 2:37 left to go, third quarter. And again, they try to find a hole along that far side, along that right side. And they were lucky to maybe get 4 yards on the carry there. So 4th down is coming up.
And again, we have yet to see our first punt of this game, and substitution coming here for Forest City, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see a punt here. We did see a substitution on a previous 4th down play, and it was not a punt, so that remains to be seen. We'll take a look at the formation here and see if they look to be lining up for a punt, and doesn't look like a punting formation at this point.
Ryan Pocious had that last running play for the Thunderbirds, a 3-yard gain, 4th down and 5 as they continue to go for it. Handoff to the running back, and again, he has absolutely nowhere to go. So on 4th and 5, that's going to be a turnover on downs, and again, a very, very good field position for the Cougars as they will be at the Forest City. Looks to be around the 33-yard line is where they're going to take over here. And Pocious had the honors again. Unable to do very much against the Cougars D, so we'll see what the Cougars can do here offensively with a short field to work with. Last 2 possessions, they have made quick work with the football, heading into the end zone both times. 2 touchdowns here in this in the third quarter. Under 90 seconds to play in the third, and the Cougars up by 18.
Well, you can say a consistent theme on defense for the Cougars is they continue to get players in the backfield.
And a flag on this particular play. The Cougars have it on the ground, still on his feet, running back down this near side. Number 44, Tacoma Scott. We'll see what the flag says here. And plenty of yards for the first down. Well, we'll see what this flag, if it comes back, then.
Too many men on the field for Forest City.
Too many men for a city.
So that run is going to be good. Obviously, the Cougars declining that, and they'll take that run from Scott that turned out to be a gain of, well, we'll see where they mark this here at about the 15-yard line it looks to be. So it's about a 15, 17-yard run there from Scott. And again, the Cougars picking up yardage in chunks from that running back position.
The 3-headed monster for the Cougars on the ground, led by Tacoma Scott, Darian Bassick, Ethan Chupka doing a great job. The running back position going to the air, and it is caught in for the touchdown for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, a passing touchdown. And it looks like hauling that one in was Darwin Mitchell. A nice pass from Jordan. And Mitchell for the first passing play touchdown for the Chatham-Kent Cougars, and now it is a 24-point lead for Chatham-Kent, up 24-0. And once again, with that short field to work with after the turnover on downs, Cougars wasting no time, adding to the lead even more. 44 seconds to play in quarter number 3.
Well, that was a terrific job there from the quarterback, Ethan Jordan. What he did there is he fooled the defense. He had a receiver. As soon as they snapped the ball, the receiver on the far end looked like he was looking for the ball. Ethan Jordan stared down that receiver and then looked the defense over. And as soon as he did that, he turned to the middle of the field and found Darwin Mitchell for the score. Nobody in the vicinity. Great job there by the quarterback to look off the defense and then come to his man running down the seam.
And again, takes a while for the snap to materialize there. And another blocked point after attempt. And a 24-0 lead will stand here for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. So they have now scored 18 points unanswered in this quarter alone after just one score in the first half. The entire first half, 6-0 going into the break. And now this thing's been blown wide open.
Yeah, nice balance here from the Cougars, too. When you look at the scoring plays, the first 2 touchdowns of this game came on short runs, and then the 2 touchdowns here in the second half have both been receiving touchdowns. Excuse me, 3 touchdowns here in the second half. One of them was the short run that I referred to, and then the last 2 have been receiving touchdowns, 10 and 15 yards respectively. So the Cougars can get you on both the run and the pass, and that's going to make them a threat if they can continue that kind of consistency with both the run and the passing game.
If they can continue that all season long, they're going to have a great 2014 campaign. So very versatile this offense for Chatham-Kent as they get ready to kick it away to Forest City. And Bassick gets a line drive, low kick away, and it bounces past a couple of Forest City Thunderbirds. Finally picked up by number 8, Hunter Byers, as he gets another return. And he is brought down behind the 30-yard line.
Good coverage there. Number 14, Aiden LeGroux, coming up to make the solo tackle. We do have a Forest City player down.
First game of 2 here at the Athletic Complex this afternoon. Beautiful day for football. The Senior Varsity Club will have their season opener coming up after this one. And Peterborough will be the opponents, so they've made quite the trek down here to the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex, starting off the 2014 season. So opening day, opening weekend, and you couldn't ask for a better weather picture here for football and everything else going on around Chatham-Kent this weekend. Retrofest weekend, packing downtown, and great turnout here at the Athletic Complex as the injured Thunderbird continues to get medical attention along that far way. And finally, number 8, Hunter Byers, who had the kick return. A little slow to get up, but the good thing is that Byers needs no help to get off the field, so that's good for him. The Thunderbirds team. Not so good for the Thunderbirds team. The score, 24-0. The Cougars have a giant lead here.
We'll see if Forest City maybe tries to go to the air a little bit more with the score the way that it is. As you mentioned, the Cougars certainly have shown that they are proficient at stopping the run, and might be logical for Forest City to go to the air a little bit more here, see if they can get something going in the passing game.
They keep it on the ground, 1st and 10, and looked like that whistle blew a little early before the running back hit the ground on the carry there. That was Tyler Austin, and it looked like before his backside hit the ground, the play was whistled down, the ball popped out.
Yeah, might have been a bit of a quick whistle, as you mentioned. His forward momentum was stopped, so I think the referee's thinking, okay, forward momentum stop, we'll blow the whistle, and on his way backwards, that's when that ball popped loose.
2-yard gain for the Thunderbirds and for Austin, but you know, it's a 24-0 game, so I'm sure you're not getting a lot of protest here for the Cougars, as the final play of the third quarter will be right here. And again, it's going to be on the ground. Damian Barrow on the carry, getting nowhere at all, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. We have completed 3 quarters of this football game, and it has been all Chatham-Kent Cougars. A great all-around game for Chatham-Kent in their season opener here at home, and a giant lead on the Forest City Thunderbirds as the two teams will switch sides on the field.
Yeah, the only real area that you would say maybe the Cougars you'd like to see them work on, I mean, everything is a work in progress, but they have yet to convert an extra point here, and that's usually a learning process, because as automatic as the pros make it seem, at this level it's still a learning process. It's not always easy to get that snap from the center, get it right on point, the holder, get that ball down, and then you have 3 key parts there that really have to coordinate and work well together to get that timing down, and that takes a lot of practice and a lot of work. The pros make it seem automatic, so easy, but at this level it's a lot of work and a lot of timing involved, and you got to get that familiarity down as the season goes on. Don't be surprised if you start to see them kind of get in sync a little bit, but it does take a lot of work before you can get those extra points and those field goals down so that everybody's on cue.
And unless things completely collapse for the Cougars, doesn't look like those 4 missed extra points will come into factor here, already with a 24-point lead. Thunderbirds do have the opening possession, though, here in this fourth quarter, and absolutely nowhere to go for Barrow that time. That was all Dante Hanser as he comes in with a big quarterback snack here. That brings up fourth quarter, and that was a drop of 8 yards.
Darian Bassick with the big hit and tackle.
Oh, sorry, that was. I thought that was Dante Hanser myself.
Just came in and absolutely leveled the quarterback, looking to escape, and boy, this Cougars defense just continues to flex its muscle.
4th down and 18 for Forest City. High snap, and we see our first punt of this football game, and a little muff on the return, and it looks like the Forest City Thunderbirds going to keep this football close to the 40-yard line. We'll see.
I think they're going to. It looks like the Cougars on it right now. I think he was
pardon
able
me,
to recover it. As surprising as that seems, now they're going to hand it to Forest City. That's odd because both of them seem to jump on the football, and the Forest City player stood up without the football. And I think they're saying that Forest City, he had the football and had possession of it long enough while he was on the ground before the Cougar was able to wrestle it away, that it's going to remain the Thunderbirds football.
So certainly a break there for Forest City. 10-20 and counting left to go in this 4th quarter. Down by 24. They can use all the breaks they get here. And for Forest City, they keep it on the ground once again, getting the honors, Damian Barrow. And Barrow behind the 40-yard line, brought down for another loss.
Yeah, Hurlbeck with the sack there, number 85. After some pressure from his teammates, he comes in to clean it up. Forest City was looking to go to the air there, but just not enough time to look downfield to get a receiver. The Cougars just continue to get that pressure into the backfield.
Four-yard loss on the play there for Forest City. Thunderbirds at their own 33, down 24-0. And they go to the air this time, and a pass that is a completion, a short completion. And the receiver taking quite a shot, and he is slow to get back up again after getting a few positive yards.
And boy, that was a big hit there from number 55, Darian Bassick. The receiver is receiver not moving too much at this point as the trainer tends to him. But as soon as the ball got there and the catch was made, Bassick was there to lay the hit, and it was a pretty big hit. And that's good to see, the receiver turning over. So maybe just had his wind knocked out of him. You hope. Nothing serious, obviously. But Bassick has shown he's a load, both carrying the football and, hitting the carrier of the football in this case.
Holding nothing back on defense. He's just a truck out there for sure. And as you mentioned, he's a two-way weapon for the Cougars going forward in this season. And very valuable that they can use him in a lot of different situations. And a nice hand there for Pocius as he has that completed pass. And hopefully, as you mentioned, Mike, hopefully it was just the wind getting knocked out of him and he needed a couple minutes to get a breather. And again, good news, does not need any help getting off the field.
Yeah, exactly. You always like to see that. Good round of applause here from the fans in the stands as he makes his way to the sidelines.
A good crowd here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Both teams being represented by the fans here today. The Peewee Division season opener. Varsity level will have their turn, their season opener in just a couple of hours from now. As they bring Peterborough to town, and again, we'll have coverage with that on TV Cogeco.
Good job there from the Cougars defense. Again, very little gain. Now they're going to say actually they lost a couple yards on there, so that brings up a 4th and 11 now for Forest City. Now they did punt for the first time on the previous set of downs and were able to recover a fumble by the Cougars return man, so will be interesting to see if they decide to punt once again, because it did work out for them the last time. And they are around the same field position as the last time they decided to punt.
So they try their luck once again with a second consecutive punting situation, and that's exactly what they're going to do here, as the punt this time is up and away, and this time fielded cleanly by the Cougars at around their own 50-yard line, now brought back a little bit behind the 50. Bringing that one down safely was Nakoma Scott, but fortunately for the Cougars this time, field position not quite as important with a 24-0 lead. They just handled the football cleanly, and that was all they wanted to do.
Yeah, that's right. A good tackle there from Timo Shiel of Forest City. No gain on the return. But as you mentioned, Mike, that time catching the ball cleanly, no turnovers, and then the Cougars offense can now take the field, take some time off the clock, with just 7:44 remaining and a sizable 24-0 lead.
Keep running the football efficiently like they've been doing all afternoon long here. Get a few first downs along the way, and yeah, you just mentioned it. Killing the clock is the job one right now for the Cougars, safely up 24-0. As the wind still continues to get stronger and stronger bit by bit here this afternoon. Still a beautiful afternoon. A few more clouds than there was when the football game began. And another offensive drive begins here for the Cougars. A little shovel pass along that far side. And that's Cody Lorente, I believe, getting his first carry of this football game. So we've been talking about the big three on the ground so far with Nakoma Scott and Darian Bassick and Ethan Chupka. Well, we have a fourth running back, and probably giving the other three a little bit of a rest here, Cody Lorente. And he did a good job, 6-yard gain.
Yeah, he certainly did. Managed to carry a tackler a couple extra yards there before he was brought down, and that is the nice part about having a lead like this. You can mix a few more players into positions. Maybe you want to get a look at them, see how they respond. They maybe play a different position, but you've thought about getting the rock in their hands and seeing what they can do with it, and Lorente does a good job on his first carry. Oh, we got a fumble here, looks like, and the referee signaling for City's football.
And this time, a little fumbleitis for the Cougars. So the Cougars had a real chance to close out the football game here on this possession with 6:30 left to go in the fourth quarter and up by 24. The Thunderbirds aren't completely done yet here as they get the ball pretty close to midfield. Chatham-KentCougars.com if you want to find out everything you need for the Cougars organization. 4 different levels of travel football: Peewee, Bantam, junior varsity, and senior varsity squad that we're going to get a look at a little later on here this afternoon. Senior varsity squad against Peterborough. They have their season opener right here at the Chatham-Kent complex coming up in just a little bit, and we'll have coverage for that also. And keeping it on the ground, the Thunderbirds, gain of about 2. Good work there on the ground that time. The 33, Tyler Austin. He's had a number of carries so far this afternoon for the Thunderbirds. Begin the 2014 campaign. And once again, the Thunderbirds almost too casually handing the football off on the ground. Big collision as number 22, Timo Shiel, with the carry. He was brought down pretty hard past the 50-yard line.
Yeah, good job on the tackle there. Number 81, Tyler Szymanski. As you mentioned, a pretty good collision there between those two players.
Big collision near the 50-yard line. 3 yards on the carry. 3rd down and 7. 52-yard line is where the football is, and we're down to 4:27 and counting.
Good job there by Szymanski. Not only does he make the good hit with that nice contact, but drops the player right where that contact occurs. So no extra yards after contact. Drops him directly where that tackle takes place. And keeps it to just a 3-yard gain. So pretty minimal there in terms of damage.
Looks like a timeout has been called here by the Forest City Thunderbirds. Talk things over here. 3rd down and 7. This is a pivotal play for them. Yes, they're down 24-0, but if ever there's a time to get a 1st down, it's this very play right here.
Yeah, anything can happen. That's true. You just never know. I mean, crazier things have happened before, and we all know, we've seen the highlights of unbelievable comebacks. And
no matter what level of football you're playing.
Yeah, that's right, or any sport for that matter. Just when you think a lead is insurmountable, sometimes it just flip-flops for whatever reason, and it just takes one play to get something going.
That's why you play to the buzzer, and we're 4:24 away from that as the timeout for the Forest City Thunderbirds comes to an end. They talk things over. Ball on the 52-yard line in their own end of the football field. Seagulls getting here to watch the end of this football game, and the bobble of the football. Damian Barrow falls on it. And that is going to bring up 4th down and about 9 left here for the Thunderbirds. Ball right at the 50-yard line of Forest City.
Well, I'm sure that's not what the coaches were looking for coming out of a timeout. I'm sure they'd drawn up something that they thought would be successful and maybe catch the defense off guard. And unfortunately for them, the quarterback bobbles the snap and puts it on the carpet and has to jump on it for a loss of about a yard. So a big 4th down here as the clock continues to tick down. We're under 3:35 to go now.
Slightly slower pace here in the second half. There's been a plethora of scoring, taking a little longer to play the second half than the blazingly fast first half here in this season opener. Now the quarterback's in a bit of trouble, and again a quick whistle as quarterback was brought down by number 42, Dante Hanser that time with the sack. Again, the very quick whistle coming out for the second time here tonight, and again going against the Cougars. Again, 24-0 lead probably comes into play there.
And a nice play by Hanser. The quarterback didn't see him coming. He was coming from the blind side, and just as the quarterback looked like he was getting ready to plant and release that football, Hanser just swallows him up, and the quarterback fumbles. But as you mentioned, the quick whistle from the referees there, and they call it a dead play, and the ball turned over anyways on down. So it's Cougars football on 1st down on the Forest City side of the field.
Under 3 to go, 4th quarter. And the Cougars look to play this football game out. There's a completed pass past the 45-yard line. That's a great job there by Ethan Jordan finding his man. And LaRouche on the same page as Jordan. And it looked like it's about a 4 to 5 yard gain for the Cougars in the air. So just a short pass, giving the Thunderbirds defense a little bit something different to look at.
The Cougars working on the passing game there a little bit, and maybe want to build up the confidence of some of the players, get the ball into the hands of others, and it's a good motivator when you head to practice. You know, having caught a ball in the game or have a ball intended for you, you know, you think about that when you practice.
Here's Roebuck for the Cougars. He has it. Lend around, and Connor Roebuck doing a good job there, almost to the 40-yard line.
The Cougars have a couple of big receivers. We mentioned Nolan LaRouche that had that catch on the previous play, number 1, and also Tyler Szymanski. And, of course, Bennett Schaefer, who had the touchdown catch earlier, number 8 for the Cougars. So they have some pretty big targets here for the Cougars on offense as well. If they decide to put the ball in the air, there's a good chance they might come down with it with that height advantage.
They'll be practicing that a little bit more here at the end of this football game. This time it's handed off on the ground once again. Forest City's defense up to the task right there, and not a lot for Dylan Simpson to work with. So we're calling some newer names towards the end of this football game, with this game basically out of hand here as the Cougars still lead 24-0. We're calling Connor Robach and Dylan Simpson's name a little bit more. Bennett Schaefer into the action a little bit later in this football game. So everyone get into the action here. What has been a dominating game for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Minute 48 to go, as the varsity teams are getting ready for their game coming up here soon. Going to the air and almost intercepted by the Forest City Thunderbirds. That was Jaheim Ferguson. Looks like he came very close to intercepting that one. So injured Cougar Nicholas Phillips, number 20 for Chatham-Kent, and he's being helped off the field. The first injury we've seen here this afternoon, where some assistance is needed getting off the field, and it doesn't really look all that great. He's not putting any weight on that left side.
No, that's really unfortunate. You never like to see anybody get hurt, but I mean, in a game where it's out of hand, the Cougars with a big lead and you're under 2 minutes to play, you don't like to see somebody get hurt where you think it could be a lasting injury. And the way he's being helped off the field right now, it seems like the injury to his left leg is somewhat significant.
So we hope for a speedy recovery there. Nicholas Phillips, the injured Chatham-Kent Cougars. We're about a minute and a half left to go in this game. Back into the action for the Forest City Thunderbirds. Again, the carry that time by 33, Tyler Austin.
Tyler Austin with the carry. Gain him a couple on the play, brings up second down and 8.
So the Cougars will start off the 2014 season on a very positive note. Big win in front of the home crowd. The Peewee division starting off the program certainly on the right foot. With the bigger boys, the varsity squad ready to go here about an hour's time from kickoff, as they'll welcome in Peterborough once again on the ground for the Forest City Thunderbirds. That time getting the call was Jaheim Ferguson, who has been spending some time on the defensive side of the ball. That time he gets a chance at running the football with 1:05 to go in this fourth quarter.
Good job by that defense. Handful of them in there to make that tackle, including number 85, Tanner Horlbeck, whose name we've called a few times today. And a lot of contributions along that defensive front for the Cougars. A really sure tackling team from what we've seen today. And if they continue that type of play throughout the season, that's going to be something that this team can lean on. Avoid any of those big plays. Just one big play today for Forest City, and the Cougars were able to create a turnover after that anyway, and it really didn't hurt them.
It's down to maybe 2 or 3 plays left in this football game as the Thunderbirds getting past the 45-yard line. Once again, a play on the ground.
Number 24, Adam DeCracker with the carry.
And that was Adam DeCracker, 24. He's had a handful of carries in this football game. And once again, another slow to get up Forest City Thunderbird. Was that DeCracker, perhaps? Another injured Forest City Thunderbird. Hopefully everything's okay as DeKraken gets up. Looks to be all right. 11 seconds remaining and the clock ticks down, so it looks like this is going to be one final play of this football game. And the Cougars can officially put a 1-0 record on the 2014 season, the Peewee division. And what a game they played, both sides of the football. 24-0 is the final score for the Chatham-Kent Cougars season opener. The Peewee division off on the very right foot. Indeed, a complete domination. After maybe some early jitters in that first quarter, that first couple of plays looked kind of dicey. But almost immediately, the game was turned on its ear, and Chatham-Kent just completely dominated no matter what. Great offense, great just methodical play, just moving the football down beautifully, efficiently, and whenever the defense is on the field, they were unbelievable.
They really were. The defense pitches a shutout today for the Cougars, and then the offense, they produced 4 touchdowns. Nakoma Scott had a pair, and then receiving touchdowns from Bennett Schaefer and Darwin Mitchell, from Darian Bassick and Ethan Jordan, respectively. So a lot of different players getting involved, both on offense and defense, and special teams pretty good as well. So all-around good effort from the Cougars, and a great way to open this season. A well-played football game on both sides, but the Cougars come out with the victory on the strength of 4 touchdowns on offense.
24-0, the Cougars with a big-time win. The Peewees over the Forest City Thunderbirds. 1-0 they are, and will continue right through the 2014 season with the Chatham-Kent Cougars right here on TV Coach Go. On behalf of Mike James, Matt on the camera this afternoon, my name is Mike Renier. Thank you for watching Chatham-Kent Cougars football on TV Coach Go.